Yo, welcome back to the Feuding Bros show where we talk about everything football. And guys, Happy New Year!
Happy New
Happy New
Year!
Year, Happy New Year, guys. Yes.
We made it. We made it.
Yeah,
Yeah, another year.
what a year has been, and wish you all the best for this New Year's 2025, and for all the viewers out there, Happy New Year to you guys, and wish you all the best as well, and thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for supporting us all throughout this year, and hopefully we'll get out some better content for you, and just as usual, smash the subscribe button, like and share, and stick with us, please.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So, guys, we got a few things to catch up on. We haven't spoken since last year, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So we're just gonna go through real quick onto things that we've missed out. For the past week or so, it's been a busy week actually because just games come in thick and fast.
Yep.
And there's been some surprises. Some less so. But let's start with the champions, Man City, who gave us a semblance of getting back to the old city, and then they still get hit by Everton, and they just come out with a 1-1 draw, and the City revival is yet to be seen. What do you say then?
Clearly, they're still struggling to get into motion. I guess, as you say, they gave us a little bit of a semblance of a return. None of that happened. Everton, though, is a tricky team. I know they held Arsenal, with a draw as well. It's a tricky team. On the day, they can really give you a nasty game and even beat you. So, no excuse. These are teams that just last year, City will just roll over. So you can tell as well that they still in the struggles. Bernardo, what am I saying? Rather, De Bruyne now starting games doesn't seem to solve most of the issues they're having right now. So yeah,
But, I mean, they definitely play better with him.
They do. Obviously, because without him, there's just no service to Allen. Allen is just ghost. He has like 4 touches all game. So that's at least helping in that regard. But hey, it goes back to everything we talked about so far. It's an aging. The core, at least, of this team is an aging, group. Don't know if they have the drive. Don't know if they have the hunger anymore to go on and get on runs and all of that. So you can feel that in the way they're playing. They don't seem to be going hard as they used to do. Even Haaland has calmed down a whole lot since the stay humble moment. He's the one being humble. He's
You had
calmed
to
down.
mention that,
Humble pie right there.
So yeah. I mean, yeah, City, they got a lot to prove, man. I don't think that win with Leicester is definitely not gonna be the return that we were hoping they would get. I mean, not hoping really, but the fans at least was hoping they would get a return from all those losses and get on the winning streak. Everton stopped that dead. So hey, we just gotta see. We just gotta see if this end of the season is gonna be where they can kick back into gear.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean,
they did travel to Leicester and win that game. We did see the finally Savinho with some end product with the goal and an assist. I believe that's his first goal and assist for the of the year since he's been here, right?
Yep.
And
no, I think he had some assists, but no goals.
really? Oh well, I
Mhm.
mean, he's gonna have to do much better than that
Yeah.
for the hype that he came in with and the price tag as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that the start of a revival, Terry?
Maybe because I think the key for them, I think with the players they have right now, I don't think they can turn this around per se. Because I think anytime they'll play a dynamic team. I think they have a similar issue to us. Obviously, not as bad. But anytime they play a dynamic team, they struggle very, very much. Like they really cannot match the athleticism of some teams in the Prem. And we know the Prem is a very physical, athletic league. So I think a team like Leicester plays right into their hands. They can still play the game at their own tempo. And then they have the quality to do something. So I don't think there's a revival in there unless they go and bring in some players, which I think they will do. I'm seeing they're already linked heavily with some players. I saw Zubimendi. I saw this guy that plays at Lens right now in France. But he's a young guy, so I'll be interested to see if he can make the step up to the Prem. But I think they'll bring in people, and I think that will change the season for them. They'll bring in they really need legs. They need legs. Like they just need people that can do the hard work, and then their silky players and stuff like that will focus on playing football. Yeah, so they need guys that can do that. And if they bring in 2 or 3 guys like that, I think they'll do a lot better in the end of the season. Title race is done for them. I think
so too.
Their main focus is.
They shouldn't even think about it, just to get themselves together.
Yeah, exactly. Their main focus is getting back together and probably making Champions League, obviously, finishing best of the rest, 3rd place, and then going from there. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think they know as well, and I don't think they'll be involved in any title race. I don't think they'll be involved in Champions League. Although Champions League is a cup competition, you never know. I don't think they'll be involved. I think maybe an FA Cup, maybe, and then they have the top 4 really as their main mission. But yeah, it's been a big fall for the champions. They'll be back next year, but yeah, it's been I don't think anybody saw this coming at all.
Yeah. Indeed, no one saw it coming. Like you said, that's what they need. They need legs. It looks like they will be busy this January. So we'll have to see what they do there. The thing about Pep Guardiola is he is a great manager for a reason, right? So, but I mean, he has the worst time to try and change things is during this time, during the festive period when you have games back to back.
Yeah.
This win against Leicester will do them a lot of good because they just forgot how to win. So at least to bring that confidence back. But they have a big job in their hands. So we'll see what their activity is during the transfer window. But it's not looking good in terms of the league. So yeah, like you said, I agree with you, Thierry, that their focus needs to be geared elsewhere, maybe in the Cup or the Champions League, to try and resurrect their season. But let's move on. I want to talk about I think we can all agree that this team is the big surprise of the league right now. Nottingham Forest sitting in 3rd. They come up with 2 wins: the 1-0 win at home to Spurs and the 2-0 win away at Everton. Everton that CE couldn't beat, and Everton is beat. So, Nottingham Forest, man, talk to me. This team is solid. Like they can score goals. Well, with the wingers and that, and they have Chris Wood, who seems to be like on smokes right now. And defensively, they are sound. I think they're like the best defense or 2nd best defense in the league or something like that. I mean, they are a solid team. And this guy in the middle, man, used to play for Newcastle, Anderson. The guy is a good player, man. He is like the heartbeat of that team in the middle. And he's the type of guy that just does everything in there. Nottingham Forest, guys.
I mean, like you said, they're just a solid team. They're just a solid team. They're a big team, strong team, physical team. Their center backs, man, they're 2 rocks. That Murillo guy, I think he's a bit underrated. He's actually pretty good. Like he's very good with the ball at his feet. coming
Yeah,
out with the ball.
he
He
can
goes on
carry the ball.
he
Yeah.
runs. Yeah, he goes and he's strong. He's very strong. So very, very, very good
He's just that
player.
bulldog type, right? Just kind of
Yeah,
like compact, solid.
yeah.
Just low center drop, but he's strong as an ox. Yeah.
He's strong. He's very strong. Yeah. So they have a solid team, man. These guys that they have their game plan. I think I remember a few weeks back they started to lose and drop some points, and we were thinking, oh, okay, like back to normal. But since then, I mean, you look at the table, like 5 wins in a row. That's crazy for us to be saying that about Nottingham Forest. So
Right.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know how long they can stay there, but. Yeah, they're definitely enjoying the ride right now. I mean, Wolves next, so that's a winnable game for them again. Chris Wood doing well, even Elanga doing well on the wing. Like, yeah, Gibbs White as well, the main man for them, really. Yeah,
I mean,
man.
Ola Aina is probably one of the best right now.
Ola Aina, yeah. Ola Aina has been really good.
It's I don't know what it's eating. Like since
Yeah.
since getting roasted in the AFCON by
Man trying to say he was injured. He was playing on
yeah. Trying to
Stop
style it out. Yes, James. But yeah. But yeah, since then, man, the guy just came back, and this year has been doing the business, man. I mean, the guy is looking as good as anybody out there. I mean, he's one that has definitely surprised me because I didn't know that it could get this good. But a word on Nottingham Forest. They're sitting third right now. Do they have a chance to steal one of these Champions League places or not?
Man, that's what Thierry just alluded to. Can they sustain this run? And there's just no telling for now. They've been playing against the top teams, and they haven't made a shame of themselves. So that's something to point out. We know in this league that's the hardest thing to do, to not drop too many points against the big teams, the big five, big four. And they've been doing pretty well with that, and that justifies their position right now into the table. Nuno is doing an amazing job, man. I mean, this guy, I personally was, I kind of wrote him off since his time at Tottenham. There's no many blacks managers.
How does Tottenham feel right now? I mean,
I know, right?
They never gave him a chance, right? They never gave him a chance.
They don't make the good out. They don't make the best out of anything, and that's a little bit of what's showing there, and that just shows a lot about the club. Mourinho said it best, and even Conte said it as well. So, this guy is doing like wonders with this team right now. I don't know if they can sustain it, but as Thierry said again, they have a game plan. They're sticking to it. They're third in the league, halfway through the season, pretty much, and it would be a great story for them to at least make it to the Champions League. I think. So far, they deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been playing well, and I don't know. I think Champions League might be a stretch, but I mean, anything like Europa League is going to be something great for them too. And to have Nottingham Forest to bring back the years and get back into Europe, that would be something for the older generation to see that. The OGs, exactly. All right, let's move on to the league leaders, who they've been looking good. I mean, smashed Leicester at home, and then just went and absolutely destroyed West Ham away. And my feeling about that. Again, I'm gonna say, man, it looks good on paper. I mean, but when you look into the nitty-gritty, I mean, to be fair, like they didn't give West Ham a chance, but West Ham is a bad team, man.
Yeah,
West Ham's been getting smashed left, right, and center. And they've been getting this kind of scorelines, and Leicester is Leicester as well. So, but I mean, they're playing fantastic football. Liverpool is, and you only can beat what's in front of you, and they definitely doing that. And I bet you guys are scared, man, because they got you next.
Oh man! I mean, some people are saying it shouldn't be televised because it's not PG. I mean, I mean, I'm scared. I'm scared for my life this Sunday, man. But, yeah, but I mean, they're
For
playing.
real.
I feel like they're getting better. I mean, I understand your gripe with them. I think more in the Leicester game.
I don't have a gripe with them per se. I'm just not convinced, as the hype that people are just giving them. I just don't see it yet. Not yet, but I can see a little bit now, because it's just, yes, we're gonna say their position and that, but it's just the way they're destroying those teams, man. I mean, nobody else is doing that. I mean, we played Arsenal played Ipswich the other day, and everybody was waiting for this kind of scoreline. No, it wasn't. It was just a 1-0 grinding out. So Liverpool is not doing that. They'll put you to the sword when they have you. So
literally, yeah. And that's where the big scare is coming from. At least my new fans at the moment, because if we mess around, we can get another hammering. People talking about 8, 10, 12, those kind of digits. So it could get really ugly. Liverpool can do that to you. They can do that to pretty much most teams into this league. If you come on the when
was it 7-0? Was it last year 7-0 or 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago.
Right? 2 years ago, right? Yeah.
It looks like another 7-8, man.
It really could be. I think Amorim is gonna. I hope he's gonna keep that in mind and come with a strategy that's gonna lock things up a little bit, because Liverpool with space, they do exactly what they did here with West Ham. Like, you just cannot breathe. They will come at you from all kinds of ways, whether it's through building up or even long balls. So not convincing every time, not like completely bulldozering, teams and stuff, but they make a statement every time. They make it seem like they really want it. They really, they're really gonna, kind of trying to push teams off the edge, So very good run from them. They're leading the top of the race with a game on hand. Again, for me, it seems like they can carry on, man. When they switch things up top, they rotate up top, you're like, man, like, just fresh blood every time coming in. So, Liverpool looking scary, looking to dominate. I think they're going to have a similar run from the first few weeks of the season, maybe even stronger. So, definitely, again, the team to beat.
Yeah, man. I mean, to me, they're just... At first, I was very unconvinced when we were talking about maybe 10 game weeks ago and stuff like that. I remember we were talking about them saying they're just edging it right now as the best team and getting the best results.
I don't even think they're edging it. I think they're comfortably the best team in the league right now, in terms of playing football.
No, I'm saying 10 weeks ago when we were talking about them. We were saying at that time they're just they're just edging a little bit. But right now, I think they're clearly the best team. I think they're just getting better and better. Every time I watch them play, they seem to dominate more and seem to give less to the opponent. Because earlier in the season, you could see that you could get at them, you could get a few chances against them, and
I actually think it's the opposite. I think since Konate has gone down, they've looked a little bit more vulnerable at the back. I mean, the previous results. I mean, conceding 3 at Newcastle, 2 at Fulham. And I mean, they've been conceding more than they used to. When Konate and Van Dijk were that solid pair at the back. So since Konate has gone down, I think they look a little bit more vulnerable at the back. I mean, Gomez came in and he's doing all right. He's doing well. But I just think right now, if I was Liverpool and I'm going into the January window and I'm looking at one weakness that they maybe have is probably to reinforce that, second CB position next to Van Dijk. I mean, that's just my opinion. And maybe as well a left back for Roberts.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like the last few games I've watched them, obviously they have conceded they have conceded some goals that they just look like they just look scary. They just look like they can suffocate you. They can play the game in your half the whole
Mhm.
time,
Mhm.
and they can just be on top of you. And obviously, I think yeah, like you said, the main probably or maybe two questions that you have with them is the squad like big enough? Is the squad is it deep enough in certain positions? We know up top they have some backup. Obviously, Salah is still the most important there, but they do have some backup. But at the six, if Gravenberch is injured, what can they do? If Van Dijk goes down, what can they do? Konate has been down. Obviously, Gomez has done well, but I mean, we know Gomez has been playing this league for a long time. He's not the next coming of Maldini or something. Like he's a solid player, but it's
Always
still
got a mistake.
yeah. Like so, yeah. That's yeah. Like you said, that's probably something they want to address. A backup for Robertson maybe as well. They also have issues with Trent. I mean, Trent is being tempted away
Yeah.
with Real Madrid. That seems
I
to.
think I think it's a gunner, man. I think
He's
Yeah, I
gone,
think he's a
man.
gunner too. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
He's
think
gone.
he's a gunner too. I think he is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that would be a big thing for them. The local
I
boys.
think he'll go at the end of the season. I don't think he'll go in Jan.
You're right.
No,
Yeah,
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 you're
yeah,
right.
yeah, for
You're
unless
right.
sure.
unless Liverpool wants to get a fifth from him. But I mean, right
Yeah,
now they're fighting on all fronts, and
yeah,
it will be
yeah.
silly to
It
lose
will
one
be
of your
real. Yeah.
Yeah, to lose
like that.
Trent, yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I mean, we'll see, we'll see. They have us next. We expect a pummeling. So we'll see what happens there. But and then yeah, FA Cup for them. But I think yeah, I think my other thing with them is are they maybe peaking too early? Because we've seen that from Liverpool. We've seen that where
Yeah.
they peak really early and then they kind of like peter out. Like by March, February, they start to like get weird
Yeah,
results.
that's one of the narrative that is going around there. It's like they did the
Yeah,
same thing last year where they were top until March and then they just fell
exactly.
apart in the end. In the end, I think in March they were what I think 2 or 3
I want to say
points, 2 or 3 points above Arsenal or something, and then by the end we were like 5 points clear of them. Uh,
something like I think even
so I
more
mean,
maybe even
this is the hope that as an Arsenal fan we're trying to we're trying to see happen again. But I mean, this year they're looking a little bit more scary, and the thing about that is they've moved on from their rock and roll football that they had on the club,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now they look a little bit more solid, like everywhere, basically. Like I said,
Yeah.
like if when Konate is there, they just look invincible. Like the back
Mhm.
is solid, and even they had issues with the keeper, but still, like Kelleher comes
Yeah.
in and he looks just as good. Uh,
For real.
so I mean, my the one weakness that I see is probably at the back, the left back. Robertson
Yeah.
is not where he used to be,
Yeah.
and somebody, as long as Konate is still down, somebody who's going to be, because Kwanzaa I don't think is ready yet, and
Mm.
like you said, Thierry, Joe Gomez is Joe Gomez. He will have good games, but he will have that game in him where
Yeah.
it just sells you out. All right, let's move on to Chelsea.
Oh yeah.
Man, like
Chelsea,
man,
Chelsea,
man,
Chelsea.
like we are not in a title race, but we are. But now we're definitely not. Coming off a rough Christmas period, man.
Yeah.
It started at Everton, 0-0 at Everton, just nothing there from them, and then they go and what did they do? They lose to Fulham, and
Yeah,
then just
yeah,
the
that's
last
right.
game right there, they go
Yeah.
again and lose to Nottingham Forest. No, no, not Nottingham Forest. What am I looking at?
That was
No,
Fulham the last game.
that
Oh
was
yeah, that was
Fulham.
Fulham. The last game was, so they
Yeah.
drew against Everton, and then what was that before? No, that was a. Oh, I guess it was
Before
a win against.
the Brentford, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so what's going on with Chelsea? I mean, there's everything seems to be all rosy for them. Getting the results that they needed, looked a little bit more solid, and then all of a sudden, just I guess reality catches up on them, right?
Yeah, I mean, wow, that's so crazy how fast this league goes. 2 weeks ago, we were like, oh yeah, title race, Chelsea.
Oh, and oh yeah, and they lost to Ipswich. That's one
They
of
They
the
lost
lost
to
things.
to
Ipswich. Yes, I was
Ipswich.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
2-0 to
So
Ipswich. That's crazy, man. But I mean, Ipswich.
That's crazy.
We're gonna get to Arsenal soon, but I mean, Ipswich, they're doing all right, man.
They're
Pyramid
doing all
Energy.
right.
they've been giving teams games like
Mm,
we can tell you about it. Like
yeah. Oh
these
yeah.
guys, they here to
I mean,
play.
who doesn't give us a game? To be honest.
That's,
But
that's the other.
at this point, you're the guys giving somebody a game. You know.
Yeah, we're the ones giving people games, man. To be honest, right
For
now.
real, for real. Yeah, yeah. Again, like this league goes so fast, like you get a couple of bad games, a couple of bad performances, and like the league might be gone for you. Like the title race might be gone for you. So that just shows how much pressure these people are onto. And Chelsea, we talked about it, guys. Like there's really nothing new. Everything, the symptoms we're seeing, basically what we're seeing right now are the symptoms we've been calling out since the beginning of the season. Weak defense, and naivety a little bit as well for them being young. I
You
feel
know
like
that
that's
that last game against Ipswich, decisive, man. Oh
yeah,
my
Disante
God.
was a disaster, bro. Like
Oh man.
that's literally as soon as
How
when
is
I was
this
watching
guy
that
a
game,
Premier League player?
that's all I could think about. How we talked about him.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, like you said, it's pretty much his mistakes, his naivety, and maybe it's I mean, I understand the manager trying to get the pressure off them and not say, "Oh, wait, we're gonna win it." We're gonna
Yeah.
be like. I understand that. That's a move, but I feel like he went maybe a bit too hard. Like it was very much like, "Yo, you saw how we've made mistakes today. That means we're not in the title race. That shows that we're not there." I mean, I understand you're trying to get the pressure off, but maybe don't be like too hard on your team like that. So I don't know. Maybe that's had an effect. I don't know if it has had or not, but I feel like maybe it maybe took the belief a little bit away.
He can.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're just making mistakes. They're just making silly mistakes, and against Fulham as well. Fulham gave him a game. I mean, Fulham is a tough team to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Fulham gave him a proper game. Got at them, and we know with that defense, with that keeper, you always got a chance. They're always going to give you a chance. I mean, Disasi against
I mean, they
Ipswich.
switched him around this last couple of games as well, Sanchez. I mean,
Yeah, and they
that
even
just shows how unconvinced they are. But
exactly.
the other guy who came in, it didn't look particularly good either. So
It doesn't look any better as well. So it's just yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, the defense is something they really need to address. I don't know if they will, if they have room to in this transfer window. But it will be interesting to see what they do with that. But yeah, I mean they need to get back on it. They lost the last two. Ipswich, yeah, you just cannot lose. As Chelsea, you cannot lose to Ipswich, So they need to get back on it, and right now they can put the title race talk to the side for a little bit,
Yeah.
and maybe that's what that's best for them. Maybe it's better if they work
to
in the
just
shadows.
have that pressure off.
Right.
Exactly, you have that
Who they
pressure.
playing next?
I have no idea. Let me see.
Chelsea, so I think they have an easy team next time. Let's see.
They play Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Actually, that's
Okay.
gonna be a tough game, man. London Derby
Yeah.
and Palace
Yeah,
seems to
Palace is not bad.
have found their mojo right now, and they're playing
Mhm.
pretty decent as well.
Mhm.
So I'm actually looking forward to watching that game and
Yeah.
Yeah.
see Chelsea lose or draw again.